as soon as I had welcomed this. Welcome to Discussions with Didi Parker. Happy Monday. Happy Black History Month. Yes, we are still celebrating. How was the love weekend? President's weekend. So some of y'all are still off, relaxing, and enjoying your 3-day holiday. So enjoy. What else is going on? It's President's weekend, Lovers weekend, Mardi Gras kicked off, and All-Star weekend went down. Even though I'm not too kiki with this new All-Star format, but that's another subject for another day, child, that we're not even going to talk about. But waiting for, of course, my IG live. IG is active. Twitch is active. YouTube, love you. Thank you for the new subscribers. For the folks that have not done so already, please make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. Appreciate you, and thank you very, very, very much. So, as we are waiting for the folks to... Hey, Brian, how are you? As we are waiting for... I just hopped on here, so... Waiting for these folks to get activated, and then we can get into today's topic. What's up, Brian? How was your lovers weekend? I hope you enjoyed it. It was a busy, active weekend here for sure in the ATL. Even to be even more active because 223 greatness was born by the name of Didi Parker. So, Pisces season. United States of Pisces is what we're getting ready to enter into. No disrespect to none of you other zodiac signs. Ain't nothing like Pisces season. I'm just saying. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not a bad thing being single. I promise you. Brian, it is not a bad thing. I be trying to tell my single folks that it is not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, mama. We haven't started yet because I actually did get a letter from somebody. So before we get started, I'm waiting for some more folks to hop on because I don't want to have to keep repeating myself. But I know we got latecomers and I am going to have to repeat myself. That's if even folks pop on today because I know today's President's Day. So I know a lot of folks are probably still off, enjoying time with the family, kicking back and relaxing today. It is a beautiful day here in Georgia. Believe the high is 65 degrees. So I stepped outside and knew that spring was coming for sure because my allergies was like, oh yeah, spring is in the air. So, yeah. Okay, we'll get into it, and then the other folks still have to just play catch up. But I did get a letter from somebody in the chat, and they wish to remain anonymous, so I'm going to respect their privacy. But they basically said 55 here. That's nice for y'all, I know. That probably feels like summertime for y'all. But I don't know what your normal temperatures are. Like, see, for Georgia, we don't get cold. Like, we get cold, and then the next day it's like warming back up. But we've been in a little cold rut, so which is unusual for us. So I'm glad that it's going back towards the nicer temperatures. So, but yes, I got a letter from one of our folks who is a consistent viewer of the chat. They needed our help. So they asked this question because they wanted to know how to resolve a situation with another party. Brian said, I once lived in Savannah. Savannah, you was living by the water. I would live in Savannah. If I could, Savannah's nice, I heard. I've never been. Crazy, right? I live in Georgia. Never been to Savannah, Georgia. But yeah, Savannah probably is like 4.5 hours from here. So that's why I haven't been. It's a journey. So we got a letter from somebody in the chat. Again, they wanted to remain anonymous due to personal reasons, but wanted to know how they should possibly resolve this situation between his baby mama's boyfriend. Yeah, pretty much the baby mama boyfriend. So this is the situation, and they wrote, "Hey, DT and chat. I'm in a situation. My baby mama and I are not together. We both have moved on. We both have she has a boyfriend, now fiance. I have a girlfriend. Hey, Fat Boys Barbecue. Welcome to Discussions with Didi Parker. I now have a girlfriend of my own. We live in 2 different states, so we co-parent together. They're doing the co-parenting thing. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to read it verbatim because it's a lot to this story. They are doing the co-parenting thing, but live in 2 different states. Recently, the boyfriend has gotten disrespectful with the baby daddy. That's what the boyfriend feels. So, the boyfriend, him and the baby mama kind of got into a disagreement about their daughter. The boyfriend decided to insert himself, not being on the phone, but inserted himself. And, hey, good afternoon, Fat Boys Barbecue. The boyfriend inserted himself by texting the baby daddy, basically saying, like, because him and the child, hey, Tasha, make sure you check your DMs before you get off here, Tasha, because I sent you and Superpad a thing so we can get together this week for that tax thing. Okay, yeah, okay, good. That's what I wanted to know. New folks, welcome to Discussions with Didi Parker. I'm glad I haven't broke this all the way down yet, but we got a letter from one of our folks that needs our help. They're having an issue between the baby mama's new boyfriend. It's a thing between the baby mama's new boyfriend. So basically, they wrote in and said that the child's father is no longer with the baby mama. The person that wrote in is no longer with the baby mama. They live in 2 different states. She has her own boyfriend who is now her fiance, and he has moved on and he has his own girlfriend that he's been dating for a few years. They co-parent well together, but they do have disagreements about their daughter. So this recent disagreement with the daughter, he's saying that him and his child's mother were on the phone arguing. I guess the boyfriend must have overheard the conversation and decided to take it upon himself to text the baby daddy like, yo, don't be talking to my girl like that. And then he texts back like, yo, that ain't, like, we talk about my daughter. Like, I can see if you trying to check me about me talking to her crazy, but when it comes to my kid, don't be checking me about my kid. And then the boyfriend sent a sent a picture of him and, damn, I need to come up with names because this is already confusing me. Why is it confusing me? All right, so the fiance sent a picture to the dad with the fiance and his daughter in it, and now he feels like he's been disrespected. But now that his baby mama has come and said they have announced their recent engagement, he doesn't know, I guess, what to do. Before I brought it to y'all, because they didn't want me initially to bring it to you guys, I told him he has to have a conversation with, he needs to have a conversation with that man. They need to have a man-to-man conversation. I mean, 2 grown adults should have a man-to-man conversation. And then in his response was he doesn't see a conversation happening. But in my defense, the reason why I'm saying that they need to have a conversation is because, there is a child involved. And anytime that there's a child, y'all got to work them differences out. So, but yeah, what are your thoughts on this? I know that was a lot. That's why I was trying to wait for, Tasha said it's time to fight. Ain't nothing to talk about. Tasha, that is not the answer. Violence is not always the answer. Make love, not war. Let me stop. I'm just saying. Tasha, you said you think it's disrespectful? Let me ask y'all a question. Is it, for my folks that are on here, can you come back from that? Is there any coming back from that? Is that like the ultimate disrespect? Because he done now took a picture. The fiance done now took a picture, snapped a picture, and sent it to the daddy. Like, this my child now, is basically what he said. This my child now. Like, is there any coming back from that? Tasha said, talk to these hands. So, Tasha, you don't got no peaceful advice for him today? You think, hiccups. You think he just needs to throw the hands. That's what you think. Ain't no talking, no. Ain't no talking, ain't no negotiating. New folks, welcome to Discussions with Dee Parker. We're trying to help out this dad with his co-parenting situation with his baby mama and now her fiance. Basically, I don't want to, because I know we're going to have probably other folks jumping on, but we might not, because it is Monday. It's President's Day. Like I said, I'm sure people are, out and about and, doing off things. Oh, and the kids are off this week, too. I forgot about that. That's what I forgot. These babies is off. Well, some. I know here in Georgia they are. But yeah, we are trying to help this fella out with, hey, baby Barack, his situation. He wanted to know what he should do in this situation. So we got a letter from somebody in the chat. Their name will remain anonymous. Hey, Mr. Kane Stark. Their name will remain anonymous, but basically they wanted to know how they should handle the situation between his baby mama and now her new fiance. So basically, to make a long story short, guy wrote into me and basically said he wanted help with the situation because he's at his wit's end and he's like, Tasha, ready to throw hands. And I'm like, don't throw hands yet. Let's take it to the chat. So, he's been co-parenting with his baby mama. They both live in different states. She has now become engaged with a new fiance, who is in his daughter's life. The child's father got into an argument with the child's mother about something with the child. The fiance overheard them arguing and took it upon himself to text him, the child's father, like, yo, don't be talking to my girl like that. And he was like, I wasn't talking to your girl like anyway. Like, we were having a disagreement about our child. Like, that ain't got shit to do. You need to mind your business, basically. So they went back and forth. Then, the fiance took a picture with the daughter and him and sent it to the child's father and said basically that this is my child now. They wrote into me. I said, basically, there is a child involved. You guys need to have a mature adult conversation. But Tasha said, nah, it's time to put paws to fist to cuffs. You feel me? So he basically wants to know what to do in this situation. Is there any coming back after this fiance has now took a picture with the daughter and sent it to the dad, talk about this my child now? Whoo, child, this is a lot. Tasha said, if he wanted a peaceful conversation, there was definitely a way to set that tone up. The fiance chose violence off the rip, and the baby mama let it happen. So the baby mama should have checked her fiance. Tasha said, oh, big homie, whoever you are, if you in here now, whoop his ass. Then reintroduce yourself and tell him, let's start this over and establish a safe line of communication between them. See, I don't want that person to resort to violence, okay? Because then I don't want them coming back and saying, D.T. Parker made me do it. But any other day, Tasha, I'm with you. Any other day. But now that this man is about to become, the stepdaddy, though, I think a conversation does need to be had, though. I don't know if fighting is going to resolve this. I think a grown man conversation needs to be had. I mean, that's just my opinion. Before I understand, but what's that saying? What that saying go? You don't fight fire with fire. At least that's what my mama say. So I be trying to listen sometimes, mama. When she tell me not to fight fire with fire, because I'm like you. Because, baby, what did you say? Because that's past Dee Dee. Dee Dee's working on being a better Dee Dee. But I'm like, y'all, no questions asked, because, yeah, you knew what you said. So, new folks, welcome. Discussions with Dee Parker. We got a letter from somebody in the chat who wanted our help with a particular situation. Hey, Super Pat, just in time, because I'm getting ready to repeat myself. We got a letter from the chat, one of our good folks in the chat, who needs help with a situation. They wanted to know what to do with the situation, y'all. They feel in a healthy co-parenting relationship with their baby mama, even though that they don't both reside in the same state. She has now a fiance and he has moved on. He has a girlfriend. On one particular day, the child's father and the child mother got into an argument. But it had to do with the child. It had nothing to do with anything else. And the fiance overheard it and decided to take it upon himself to reach out to the child's father and say, hey, don't talk to my girl like that. And then, hey, aunt. Then the child's father said, bruh, I wasn't talking to her any kind of way. We were talking about my child. So anything that has to do with my child, you need to mind your business. They went back and forth is basically what he said. I'm not going to read everything. But they went back and forth. And then this fiance decided to take a picture with the child's father-daughter, with the little girl. They took a picture together. He sent the child father the photo and said, this is my child now. Now, he wanted to put hands on him then, but I'm like, just when I was like, he still wants to put hands, but I'm trying to de-escalate the situation so it doesn't come to blows. But now that the baby mama, because this is a new engagement, I had to put that in there. The baby mama and the fiance are now newly engaged. So now that since they're going to get married, he's like, okay, I really want to fight him one good time. And then, like Tasha said, like one good time, to let him know I'm not playing. But I'm like, well, they're about to be married and he's about to be the stepdaughter to your daughter. I don't know if violence is the solution. You might make that situation worse. I suggested for him to have a grown man conversation, but I said, let me bring it to the chat first to see what the chat said. So what are your thoughts? I saw you, Baby Rock. I see you, Super Pat. Baby Rock said, this situation is a done deal. Will never be the same as the beef has begun. More circumstances from all these broken relationships. Tasha said, laughing my ass off. Hey, I wish the fiance would tell me my kids is her kids now, insinuating that she holds more importance or authority over my children. I wish a mother. Tasha said that's when we going to, baby. Tasha said that's when we going to straight war. Tasha said it's the baby mama's fault 100%. Call your sisters and cousins to go whoop her ass too. So you feel like the baby mama should have checked that situation to begin with. Okay. Because I really do have questions. I need to know how long this fiance, I guess I need to go back through this letter. I need to know how long this fiance and this baby mama have been together and why you ain't met this fiance or whatever he was, boyfriend ahead of time. Why are y'all waiting to the end of the hour to meet people? Nah. There is no way that I'm in a relationship and I have a child. Okay? There's no way that I'm in a new relationship. Okay? And I have a child. And then my baby daddy is in a new relationship. Okay? With a woman. And I ain't meeting that woman. Ha! Call me petty, but you won't be seeing your child. I have to have a meetup. I need her birth certificate. I need her driver's license. I need your blood sample, sis, before you even lay an eye on my kid. So that's just me. Why wasn't there a meetup initially when they initially started dating? I'm not talking about 2 or 3 weeks, but if this is now a whole fiance now, how long have they been dating and why was there no initial meetup? I'm just saying. Tasha said, oh, I'm tired of saying MFers. In 2026, I'm going to meet you where you at. Molly whop his ass, give him a fresh black eye to match his wedding suit. Tasha said, I'm taking that. What is that, Tasha? What up, F.A.? How you doing, Saw? Baby Rock said, I agree with Tasha. If any ass needs to be kicked, it's definitely hers. This wouldn't end well. All right, what up, F.A.? Welcome back to the chat. We are talking about today, we got a letter from somebody in the chat dealing with a situation with their baby mama. Wanted to know how to handle this situation moving forward because they're no longer with the baby mama. The baby mama has moved on. He has moved on. He feels that they have a healthy co-parenting relationship. But on this particular day, they did get into a debate about the kid. Boyfriend, her fiance, I'm sorry, I'm paraphrasing. He was the boyfriend at the time. Heard them get into the disagreement, go back and forth. Proceeded to check him by texting him and say, "Don't talk to my girl like that." He said, "What, bro? That's I'm talking to her because that's my child's mother, and that has to do with my kid. You need to mind your business." So they kind of got into it, was going back and forth, and then this new fiance decided to take a picture with this man's daughter, with him and the daughter, and send it to the man and send it to him and say, "This is my daughter now." Um, him and this baby, the fiance and the baby mama, have just recently got engaged. I'm sorry, I'm paraphrasing, y'all. Have just recently got engaged, so they're gonna get married. So he's gonna be the stepdaughter to this man's kid. Wants to know how he should proceed about this. I said he should have a conversation, Fa, as an
Can
adult.
you tell me the Can you tell me the first part
I got you.
again?
As an adult, as a mature adult. All right, so we got a letter from somebody in the chat who needs our help about a situation involving his baby mama and the fiance. Wants to know how to proceed. So to summarize it, basically, the baby mama lives in one state, he lives in another state. She now has a fiance, he has a girlfriend. So the baby mama and the baby father got into an argument about the daughter. They were having a disagreement. The fiance overheard and decided to text the baby father, like, "Yo, what up, JB? Don't be talking to my girl like that." He was
Uh,
like, "What you talking about? Like, I'm not talking to her anyway. We're having a debate about my daughter, so you need to mind your business." So they kind of go back and forth until he decides, the fiance, he wants to take a picture with this man's child and
oh,
then send it to him and say, "This is my child now." So
wow.
I'm trying to talk this person off the ledge so he don't put his hand on this man. I
Ooh,
said, because now that he's about to be the stepdad, he's about to be around your daughter. You don't want to escalate that situation and make that worse for your daughter. Even though he's like, "I'll kill him if he do anything." But now that this his baby mama and this man are about to get married, how should he move forward? After should he have a conversation, or should he, like Tasha said, whoop his ass?
well, definitely don't whoop his ass. Okay, I don't know what I don't know what he does for a living or whatever, but don't potentially lose your freedom. Where you definitely won't be able to see your daughter over this, in this ignorance, right?
Yeah.
Two, I'd rather address the first. I wish you would explain what debating means. When you said they were debating on the phone, what does that mean? Were they
They were
arguing?
having they were having an argument.
Was he being disrespectful to his child's mom?
He
Like
said
with
he
his
wasn't.
word?
He said he wasn't.
Wonder
He said
what
he wasn't
I just
calling her
wonder.
out. He said he wasn't calling her out of her name. It was nothing They were just simply having an argument about the child.
This is the okay. Well, that's well. The short answer is, unfortunately, he gonna have to eat it. I think the boyfriend is
Wait, you
off
said
the
the
chain.
short answer is what?
The guy, the baby father, gonna have to eat it. I think the
Okay.
boyfriend is off the chain and he playing with his life. He really is playing with his life. I'm not trying to minimize how you feel. I have a daughter. Could only imagine if a nigga sent me a picture of him and my daughter talking about this is my daughter now. I would want to kill him too. So I get it. I just oh my God, there's so many things that's wrong with this situation. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
I know the baby mama should have for sure checked him, like, "Yo, that's my baby daddy. You let me handle that. I don't need you to step in." Am I wrong?
well, it, yes, I think no, you're not wrong. I don't think he should have checked her, man, but I think that she should have. First of all, you shouldn't be debating, arguing about anything with your child mom. You're not with the girl no more. To me, this is why I actually encourage paperwork. Go
Okay.
get joint custody. Go get things written down because we ain't got nothing to debate about. You see what I'm saying? Because this is the reality. This is the reality. If you're not with your child's mom, you have no say when that child is not with you. That's the harsh reality people don't like to hear. You know what I mean? Because they think it's their child, they still have say. You don't have no say when that child ain't with you. If you're not with the mom no more, brother, whatever she do in that house, whether you like it or not, it's nothing you can do about it other than going down to the court and maybe petitioning something if she doing something reckless. You know what I mean? Outside of that, it's nothing you can do, and all you're gonna do is go back and forth because ain't nobody debating with my wife. See what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The father and you ain't doing all that back. First of all, y'all not even talking on the phone. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Y'all on text communication, and it shouldn't be nothing really to talk about. It's really short. But when you got paperwork, everything in the paperwork, it eliminates the to me the unnecessary communication that only leads to a risk of y'all getting into a situation like this
Hmm.
now where the fiance, which he's 100% out of pocket, but he's being disrespectful, and then now you the baby father's so upset that he might do something to him, which I understand, but this is could have been avoided, but by just having stuff on paper. But what I would tell him to talk him off the ledge, dog. I get it. I got a daughter too. I would be livid, but you gotta take a deep breath and I would recommend you go get stuff on paper. Go file for joint custody. I swear to God, it makes things a lot easier. I know as a black man don't like going to court. I get it. Trust me, because of child support and all the biasness and the family court. But it served me well because I went and got joint custody of my daughter, full joint custody, physical and custodial. Me and my child's mom is good now. You know why? Because we don't even. It's no debates. I mean,
Yeah.
we in the space now where we actually are friends, so we can talk, and I'll be like, "You good?" Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? But we weren't like that years ago. I promise you that. So
Yeah.
once you get stuff on paper, and then once you stay consistent to that order for a couple years, and y'all get older, you'll be surprised how things get smoother. It's no longer like tension and all that type of stuff. So that's what my recommendation.
Would be for him to go get stuff on paper. But now that they're okay, he could go get the stuff on paper, but now how does this relationship between the stepdad and him get rectified?
It don't. It doesn't get rectified. What I would tell him is you don't communicate with him no more.
Okay.
I mean, listen. Communication is only going to lead to him doing something he regrets.
Okay.
The reason why I'm saying that is because the fiance has already exhibited that he would do things that cross the line amongst men. So I'm just telling him now, dog, you're dealing with an idiot. So there is no rectifying that situation because just a normal, sane fucking man would not have done what he did to the fiance would not have done that to the child's father if he was just a normal person. This nigga got no sense, and I'm just telling you right now. I can see it. It's only going to end bad. Like I wouldn't even communicate with him because he don't even have the ability to think rationally. He don't know that he shouldn't take a picture with somebody else's daughter. Someone that's my daughter. Once you do stuff like that, it lets me know this person is not savable. So unfortunately, brother, you can't even talk to him. I would say don't, because talking to him is only going to lead you to putting your hands on him, because he's going to say something else you don't like. It's only going to get worse.
But let me ask you a question, Fa, because now that this baby mama and him are about to get married, like
Yeah,
a conversation, because you and your wife are married.
yeah,
Now let me ask you a question. Your baby mama, right?
yes,
Did
yes.
you when you introduced okay, I guess what am I trying to ask? How soon did you introduce your daughter to your fiance, your wife now?
Uh, uh, question 4 years ago. We wasn't long. Like I said, it maybe about uh, like 5 months,
Okay. And
maybe 6.
when
Yeah,
you introduced your daughter to the your fiance, your wife now,
yeah.
did the baby mama say, "Yeah, my daughter can't meet this woman until I meet this woman"?
It, okay. So let me answer that question to you, and I'm saying this literally.
Okay.
Don't care what my baby mother say. Remember, I believe when the child is with me, I can do whatever I want. Now, I know that I'm not being. Remember, I told you that I was telling the men, you have no say when the child is with the mom. Meaning, like, so she can't tell me what I can do with my daughter. You see how she's, you're saying it as if what she says actually matters. You see how you're saying my child is not going to meet a woman until I meet her? How is that? How are you going to stop me from doing that? Like,
Okay.
what are you talking about? You think you have authority that you don't have. You know what I mean? That's imaginary what you just said. I mean, like that person. Like she couldn't stop me if even if I wanted to. So I don't kind of operate in that space. I operate in the space that I literally don't have any control when my daughter is with her mom. Just like I can't stop her from having a man around my daughter. It's nothing I can do about it. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of us men. But
Mm,
once we accept that in our minds, it gets easier. Now, when the relationship grows and y'all become, I would assume, better, then y'all can say, hey, man, what's your thoughts? I've been dating this guy, I've been dating this girl, whatever. You know what I mean? Would you like, I want to move forward with us, she already met my child. Maybe she didn't meet my child. Whatever. Do you want to meet her? Do you not want to meet? Because listen, some of y'all ain't got no sense. I don't want you meeting my motherfucking wife. You know what I'm saying? Some of the women ain't rational either, or the men. I'm just saying some ain't. That you gotta know who you dealing with. Y'all have babies with the lowest level motherfuckers on the planet, and including myself. Like men, we make poor decisions with these women we lay down with and get pregnant accidentally, and then women, y'all always having babies with these idiots with the no fucking, and then now y'all want better when y'all get older, and then now you want this man that's better and they got more sense to try to have a conversation with this idiot. You know what I mean? This nigga that never grew, never advanced, never matured, and you can't mix the two. It's a reason why we call them NIGGERs, not NIGGAs. You see what I'm saying? Like, well, that's
yeah.
my mom used to say, I can't be around no nigga. What they trying to say is I can't be around that certain mentality. That person that got that mentality ain't got no damn sense.
Right. I want to go back to that because I want to ask you and hold on to this question for me, Fa, because I want to read some of these comments.
Okay.
So when okay, your baby mama, I don't know if you're in her business.
Yeah.
Does she have a man in her life?
She did. She had a child. My newborn is 8 months. So her newest child is like maybe three now, like three
Okay.
years old. So she had a dude and they had a baby and all that.
No, no, no. I'm talking about you because you have another kid, right?
Hold on, they said they can't hear. Or is that me?
Is that me or you?
Are we not here?
That might be babe. Because mama, you can hear because she said there's no such things as accidents. Let me read these comments. If y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up. If you can't hear me, give me a thumbs down because I'm not sure why you can't hear. And then we'll go from there. This is interesting, Fa, because I'm not gonna hold you. I would want if I had a kid. I'm sorry. I need to meet this other individual because people are crazy. So, but that's just me. Superpass said he can hear. All right, let's read some of these comments, Fa. Where are we? Superpass said just ignore him. He wants attention. Tasha
Agree.
said, okay, if you want to do it in civil manner, use all this as evidence and present it in family court. Request
Absolutely.
do a family study and evaluate if the child living with the mother. Tasha said, and husband to be is in the best interest for the child, granted that the new husband is causing hostility between the natural parents. Baby Barack said, as a boyfriend, you should know your role. Let that man father his own child. He doesn't need your help unless the father is a deadbeat. And
Agree.
Tasha said, FA is right. Hey, Callie. Hey, babe. Mama said no such things as an accident as accidental. Tasha said I can hear y'all both. Can't hear must be me. I'm sorry, love. I don't know what's going on with your thing. I don't know why you can't hear. All right, because we got some new folks. Hefe, welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. We got a letter from our trusted community who someone needs our help. So this is the situation that they are in. So they are no longer with their child's mother. They live in two separate states. The child mother has a boyfriend. He has a girlfriend. I'm telling it right now, babe. He has a boy. She has a boyfriend. He has a girlfriend. So they have both moved on. They have a decent co-parenting situation. Just on this particular day, they got into a discussion or a debate or whatever you want to say, argument, essay, about the child. And the now fiance overheard uh, him and her going back and forth. So he proceeded to text the father and say, "Hey, don't talk to my girl like that." And he's like, "Man, what are you talking about? That's I'm talking to her about my daughter. Like, you basically need to mind your business." So they went back and forth until the fiance decided to take a picture with this man's daughter and then send him the picture talking about, "This is my daughter now." Now, the baby mama and this fiance have recently gotten engaged. There's going to be a wedding, and it's probably going to be awkward at this wedding. Hey, 49. So I guess they're wanting to know, how should they proceed from this information besides wanting to fight them. I gave the recommendation that they should have an adult conversation. Sometimes you have to take, I don't even want to call it an L, because sometimes you just have to let people think that they won. You got it.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to let people sometimes think that they won. You got it, because what am I arguing with you about? You're a clown. You got it. So that's my solution. Tasha says you need to whoop that chick. Whoop that. I'm just joking. And then FAU said that he doesn't necessarily need to fight. He just needs to go to family court.
And he don't need to even, to me, he don't need to have a conversation with him either because, you know, the guy, the boy, the fiance has said things that he's, to me, I don't know what he's already to me exhibited that he's going to say something that make me want to put my hands on him.
So
So
there's
it's like,
that from the situation, FA, in your eyes.
no, no, it may be in the future, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying right now, when emotions are high, you know what I mean, and it's new, and that baby father or whatever is going to be thinking about what that man just did and all of that.
But
No, I don't think you should do it right now, huh?
shouldn't they both be putting their pride to the side for the sake of this one child?
Sure, well, yeah, but you can't make people do things that that's not who they are.
Ever said sure for the sake of the, but it's a child. I'm just saying it's a child involved.
I just know people don't ain't reasonable. I know I deal with idiots and like NIGGERs, like hard ER, like I mean low level thinking motherfucker. And I know it ain't no helping them. Like it's no sitting down and having a sensible conversation. They not sensible people. I'm just telling you, like some of them you just can't get through to them. And I'm just letting you know because a sensible person would not have took a picture with a man's daughter and sent it to him. See they wouldn't have done that. You see what I'm saying? So, but can I say this one thing? Because I think it's important for the
Go
men to
ahead.
hear this.
Yeah, go ahead and say it.
I want you to know, all the baby fathers, even myself, I'm a baby father, whatever you want to call it. I want y'all to know our position holds no weight, a household to a husband. I want you to know you come second to that husband. I want us to know that. So when you say that's my baby mama, I'm talking to her about my child. You don't supersede her husband. What her husband
Not
says
yet.
goes.
He's not
Huh?
our yet.
Well, they are. I'm accounting them. They engaged. They married to me in my mind, and I want because that man in my position stepped in. Like I need you to know that your baby mama don't supersede her being that man's woman. So her being that man's woman supersedes you as a baby father. So you don't get to override the husband. I'm just letting y'all know that. So when he say I'm talking to my baby mother, no, you're not talking. No, you're talking to my wife. That's who you're talking to. And I don't care that that's your baby mama. You're talking to my wife first. She your baby mama second. You know what I mean? She's my wife first. So that's why I be wanting guys to know you need to be respectful with your speech when you communicating with your child's mom because she got a husband that's not going to let nobody disrespect her verbally, whether she's right or wrong in a sense. So so you need to be, you know, conscious of how you are communicating with your child's mom. How about this in layman's terms? Fellas, when you're talking to your baby mama, act like she got somebody that will fight you or hurt you if they found out you was disrespecting her. And it ain't about you being afraid. And it's not even about you can't even beat up the husband. It's not about that. I just need them to know you can't talk to your baby mama any kind of way no more. Like when she got a man. Because somebody's going to come to her defense. You know what I mean? Whether she's right or wrong. And I'm not giving the woman the pass. I'm teaching the guys, don't be talking to these baby mamas disrespectfully, even if you're upset because that man, she's spoken for. And that's all I'm saying. And the last thing you want, I'll be honest, is issues with the man that's going to be around your child. You really don't want that.
Yeah.
So I'm giving them, I'm not saying it's fair or none of that. I'm just giving men game. Hey, listen, that your baby mama, that shit don't mean nothing. She got a nigga or she got a husband. What he says is really going to hold more weight in that household than what you say. No, it is going to hold more weight in their household than what you say. So be mindful of that when you're communicating with your children's mom.
Ooh, that's crazy. Hold on, Epic, because I still want to go back to this question. Super Pat said, set up a chat with the new fiance, man to man, no threats. Whew. I don't even know if that if that is.
I don't think that's possible.
Whew.
Yeah.
Mama said, what was the argument about? They were arguing about their daughter. Something
No.
going. I didn't happen with the daughter. Was going on with the daughter. That it had no concern with the fiance boyfriend, but he inserted himself. But anyway, Chacha said, when the mother can't appreciate and protect an active father to her child, she will always be the wrong parent for primary custody. Babe said, yeah, shaking my head. Babe said the mother wrong for letting him take that pic and say that.
100%. 100%.
And Babe said, yeah, he know what he doing, trying to troll. You can't do that. Mama said the mother is wrong for even letting him be in the conversation. Superpad said facts. Can't disrespect the ex. Babe said question mark about the child. That's a no. I disagree. If someone having a debate about their daughter, hey Ace, if he was talking crazy, yeah, but if I'm sure he wasn't talking crazy. They was arguing about the child. LOL, man. He ain't letting that slide with y'all child, bro. That will die playing with my daughter. That's just,
Yeah, I feel them.
was it an argument or like a debate?
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't no damn debate. It was an argument.
Well, he said debate. He said they were debating about the child. The fiance overheard, decided to text him and say, don't talk to my woman like that.
Okay, why would he say that if it was just a debate? See how that don't make no sense? If they're just debating, why would he say don't talk to my wife like that? Unless he said something that was disrespectful or like or aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That might have been, maybe he felt was aggressive, you know. But FA, let me ask you this, because I'm
mm,
really curious to know this. Um, you said you introduced your daughter to your wife
yeah,
after you guys met.
yeah. We started dating.
So your baby mama,
Yeah,
she have you met any of these men that she did?
no,
Do you
no,
is that by choice or
yes.
so you have had a conversation and said I don't want to meet any of these men?
No, yes, I didn't say that, but I did have a conversation with her. I said, I don't want to date the men you're dating.
Oh, okay.
Meaning, I don't want to keep meeting all these different niggas that you date. Okay, that's not what I'm interested in doing. I had one condition. I said, I only want to meet a man that you're dealing with if y'all live together. So if
Okay.
y'all move in together, then yeah, we can meet and what's up, woo. But if y'all don't live together, meeting all these niggas you dealing with, what I'm gonna keep meeting a nigga every other week. Y'all
But was
women
that
date niggas all the time.
a requirement that you had to meet these men?
No, I don't say stuff that I can't actually enforce.
Okay. I
See,
because
I mean,
you
that
could
just sounds.
no, I could you could put that in writing when you go to court. Like I have
Oh, no, you can't put that in right. No.
that because I see I would be the overprotective mama bear, and yeah, you thinking you about to bring my kid around every is not fucking happening.
No, what I'm saying is you can't. I get it. I'm saying okay, so this is what I'm saying. There are things that you can actually legally enforce. Then there are things that you're just saying out of your mouth, right? Oh, yeah. And what I'm saying is, you can't legally make nobody meet you before, you know what I mean, before they meet their child, or you can't legally say No, nobody's going to meet my child before I meet that person. That's no, you can't do that.
That's
That's made up.
but isn't that's crazy to me? Because why would you not want to meet that person before they meet your child? I need to vet the fuck out.
Why? Okay, let me tell you why. Because what difference would it make? Okay, what if I say I don't like him? He's this, he's that. Is my baby mama gonna stop dealing with him?
I don't give a shit who you deal with. I need to vet them to make sure my child is safe.
No,
I
I understand that.
you
But I'm
date them, just date them, not around my kid.
yeah, but okay, I get it. But I want you to. I am still speaking from the position that you don't have a say. That's what I keep trying to tell you. You really don't have a say.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, I
That's
could.
if y'all
I,
get along and y'all actually like have this agreed upon agreement. But if okay, how about this? What if I say no? You're actually not meeting anybody that I date. Now what? What would you do?
I don't know. I would have to figure that out. We would have to go
It would
to
be
court.
nothing you could do.
But
It would be
I
right.
have
It
to
would be
out because I'm such a protective like that's probably why he hasn't because I would end up in jail for one of mine. But yeah, that right there, I not
this
meet
is
the person before you meet my child. I need your birth certificate. I need your driver's license number. I need your blood sample
you're
because
not getting all that.
do you
What
hear
I'm
me?
saying is, I want you to also know this too. The extra person, we don't. You love your child. I don't love your child. You see what I'm saying? Like you know, I don't care about your damn child. Like I'm not giving you nothing. I don't like. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't my. I'm not because I want to. Okay, so because I'm now dating your baby father, hypothetically speaking, you think that I'm sorry, you the woman. Let's say your. I'm sorry. Let's say your baby father has a new girl.
Yeah,
So the girl is like, she got to provide all this information to you, just the baby mama, just because he's now dating this guy. The fuck out of here. They gonna look at you
no,
and laugh.
but I
No,
would
I know
love.
you was exaggerating, but what I'm saying, I don't actually have to accommodate you in any way. I'm not dating you. You just a baby mama. I want y'all to also know this too. You ain't nothing but a baby mama. That don't hold no weight. You like at the lowest level.
Mm. Let's read some comments, FAU, because we got a lot. Because he didn't want to hear it, period. Tasha said, so mothers have a habit of talking at the father instead of talking to the father when making decisions. What up, OG on Twitch? Whatever they were debating about elevated to a full-blown argument.
Great, Tasha.
Tasha said, correct, FA. You can't enforce in court who has contact with your child
I'm
while
just
the
saying.
parent. Um, Babe said, so if you and your baby mama talking about your son or daughter, and maybe it's about money, and she says you need to send more, and y'all start arguing, and he texts you saying, yo, you need to send more money, and watch how you talk. Uh, he said, I would look at you different, maybe. Uh, I guess, babe, you're asking how we would feel in that situation. So I'll read it again. He said, everyone, so if you and your baby mama talking about your son or daughter and maybe it's about money and she says you need to send more and y'all start arguing and he texts you saying, yo, you need to send more money and watch how you talk, is that a debate or an argument?
That's a argument, and the boyfriend out of pocket. Why is the boyfriend texting the child father talking about you need to send more money? You know what I would say? Make
What?
me.
What you
Make
would
me. Right. Why you talking about what I need to do? You ain't. What I'm saying is, you don't have no place talking to me that way, and I shouldn't be talking to your potential wife disrespectfully. But you don't got no. You don't hold no weight as far as what I do for my child. Okay, make me. That's what I need to do. Make me. You see why you shouldn't waste your breath and say things you can't actually enforce? Because you just wasting your breath when you say stuff. And it's disrespectful. Because the father gonna be like, what the fuck are you to tell me that I need to spend more money, send more money? You know what I mean? Just that ain't your role. You know what I mean? You need to be chill on that.
Yeah. He said, and any guy trying to control my daughter or influence my baby mama to cut me off, that's a problem. Especially if I'm doing right by her.
Yeah.
Uh, Not dating, but living is a whole different story. Together, yeah, is a different story. Super said, think about Future and Russell Wilson
There
and
you go.
what
There you
you about
go.
to say? What you about to say?
There you go. That was a good. That was a good. That's a good one.
Oh, what? You like that analogy?
No, I like the analogy of how a woman had a baby with a so-called bad boy, what some would consider like, like maybe not that mature, more street-minded, so on, so forth. Then you got the golden boy, Russell Wilson, who brushes teeth and floss every morning, goes to church every Sunday, yada yada yada. It might be difficult for them two to have a conversation because typically the character of Future, he would be usually difficult to deal with because he's not mature enough to have these conversations most of the time. And then he goes in a lot of times will go into the conversation thinking he has more authority than he actually does. They just start telling Russell Wilson, like, oh, but you ain't gonna be doing this around my daughter or that, da, 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 da. And I'll be like, oh, you must think you got say. I can do whatever the fuck I want, for real. I don't have to accommodate anything that you're asking. See what I'm saying? Like that's the actual reality. You know what I mean? You actually need to be coming into this conversation humbly. Like how about this? If I was to meet my child, when my baby mother meet a man or whatever, they get married or whatever, they get together. When I meet that guy, I'm not going to be going to him telling him what he is and can and can't do.
Okay.
What I would go into it, I'll say, hey, listen, man, nice to meet you. My name Coons. Woo, 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 woo. Hey, listen, teach my daughter to respect her elders and the authority of this house. I understand that you're the man of this house. You're going to be the authority of this house. She is taught that she's going to respect the authority of this house. You know what I mean? I don't have an issue with you asking her to do things or even telling her to do certain things around this house. That's not an issue for me. Obviously, my only issue would be you physically disciplining her. That would be left to me. Outside of that, I have no, I respect this. This is your house. And I hope to think that you respect that this is my daughter and we can meet in the middle and work it out. You know what I mean? If she has any issues or you find yourself, I'm sorry, you find the situation, her disrespecting you in any kind of way, please feel free to reach out to me because that's not how I'm raising my child and I will correct that. If her mother doesn't, you know what I mean? But I'm coming
But you
into this
mentioned
situation.
you mentioned discipline, but doesn't he, as a stepfather, have a right to discipline your child since she's living in his household?
No, not physically. No,
Is
no,
it?
not physically.
Hmm.
No, no, no. I'm talking about legally, he actually doesn't either. He can't put his hands, he can legally, you cannot discipline somebody's child that's not yours.
Okay.
Period. Like, period. If he was to ever hit my daughter, I mean, I'm sorry, if a stepdad was to, I want stepdads to know this. This is why y'all shouldn't be dating women with children. But I want y'all, I'm telling you, if you ever put your hands on a child that don't belong to you, it's an assault. I want you to know that. They can call the police and say this man struck my child. It doesn't matter if he didn't wash the dishes or whatever, he disrespected you. It don't matter. You are not his parent. So legally you cannot physically discipline him. It will always be an assault because you can't put hands on people. You know what I mean? Can you put hands on your stranger?
No.
No, it will be an assault. So only the government or the law only permits for biological parents to actually discipline their children. And trust me, they don't even allow you to barely do that anymore. But what I'm saying is
See, I
only
didn't know that.
biological parents. Oh yeah, you put your hands on somebody else's child, you can be, technically you can be charged. I'm not saying, they would go that far, but if that child called the police and said, my stepmom hit me or smacked me or punched me, you'll be going to jail. You would be going to jail. It would be very different if she said my mother did it, like my biological mama did it. Then it would be different. But a stepmom or stepdad, oh, you're going to jail.
But you know what? You're absolutely right. OG Beth said on Twitch said, but it depends. Because I was going to talk about this pastor whose stepson lied on him about abusing him, and he got
Mhm.
arrested. So you might have a point. Um,
For sure.
Tasha said, argue with me about money and I'm going to tell you to take me to court. Child support can determine how much money you get, and that doesn't always end up in the custodial parent's favor. You ain't lying about that. Self-secure babe said, yeah, that's that. Well, guys, yeah, that's that. I met FA. Tasha said, I've seen baby mamas lose big trying to put their baby daddies on child support, shaking my head. And only one that suffers is the kid. Uh,
Always, I agree with that.
Babe said that's how it started. These baby mamas be dating these little hood dudes
Yep.
and they have power for real. I'd
Yeah.
rather my baby mama date a real man or a gentleman. I want to have a
We,
good relationship. Why I gotta bump heads for?
why we
Uh,
got to bump heads? Yeah, I feel you.
and Babe said to you, FA, yep, facts, FA. And he said, hell no, I think about something you said. Superpass said, goes for grandmas as uncles, aunties too. It's a, so I had no idea because my grandma definitely put belt to ass.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Where the
grandma's a
fuck
little
is the
bit
belt to
different.
ass when I was young? So I didn't notice. You learn
Yeah.
something new every day. Tasha said, correct. Even foster parents cannot physically discipline children in care. No one of these kids is heathens. What happened to it takes a village? Anyway, we do have some new folks, FA, so I kind of want to backpedal for a second, just to revisit real quick what we're talking about. Welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. We had somebody from the chat that needed our help with a situation with their baby mama and the baby mama's fiance. So the baby father feels like the fiance has gotten out of pocket, which he has gotten out of pocket. But
100%.
yeah, just a little bit of the backstory. The baby mom and the baby father have a great co-parenting relationship. It just happened on this day that they got into a debate, or as FA would like to say, an argument about a particular situation. The fiance overheard it, which was not the fiance at the time, but the fiance overheard it, sent him a text and said, "Do not talk to my woman like that." He's like, "Bro, like we talk about my daughter, so whatever you talk about, like get off my phone with that." So they went back and forth until this fiance disrespectfully took a picture with this man's child and sent him the photo. So the fiance and this baby mama have recently gotten engaged, and now this is about to be the stepdaddy. They just want to know how to proceed. I gave them the advice that because their argument was like, well, if I go to the man to man, basically I'm taking an L, and it's not you're taking an L. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to let people think that they win. Just let them think that they win. You know what I'm saying? It's that's what I'm learning growing up. That all battles are not yours. Sometimes you just gotta let these folks have it and let them think that they won. And in your head, you know you won. But that's my advice. FA, you had some different advice. You said go to court. You basically told him to go to court, right, FA?
Yeah, 100%. I think when you get stuff on paper, everything gets easier. You know what I mean? Like everything. I have joint custody, and my shit is detailed all the way down to pick up locations, drop off locations, the time period that I'm willing to wait. You know what I mean? You got to. I mean, grace period, 15-minute grace period. We got all the way down to holidays, even and odd on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Made Mother's Day, child always with the mom. Father's Day, child's always with dad. Like a lot, we rotate years. We can claim on taxes, even and odd. I'm talking about you can put everything in there, everything. And when you do a lot of stuff and you get it on paper, it avoids a lot of unnecessary communication
Well, you said
because
if I could put everything in there, FA, then I should be able to put in there who is allowed to see my child and who is not.
okay, let me rephrase that. I didn't mean that you can put anything in there.
Okay, okay.
I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say like there's a lot of things that you can put in there legally. You know what I'm saying? But you cannot put in there. I don't want the only time you cannot put in there anything about you not wanting a certain person to meet a unknown person in the future to not be able to meet your child unless you meet them. That's not going to happen. It's only special circumstances where that may apply. Like, say you got a special needs child or something, some
Ah,
crazy stuff like
right.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe some
Okay.
special exceptions. But under normal circumstances, no, you can't put that in there at all. Or if there, but you will petition the court. Like, let's say your child, your baby mama decides that she wants to date a felon, or he's in a gang or something like that. That's something you can petition the court and tell them, hey, listen, then she's dating a gang member, a known gang member, or a felon, and then you can obtain custody from the mom if she doesn't. That's something you can do, fellas. But all women or ladies, but just in general, no, you can't tell them they can't date who they want to date unless you meet them or whatever.
I hear you, FA. I don't like it, but I hear you. Cause baby, King on Twitch said you look like a lawyer. I should have been a lawyer. OG said I agree that what the kid did was wrong, but still. Hold on. Babe said, "Damn, I didn't even know that. Grandma's been whooping. Yeah, Grandma always had ass. Yeah, you act up. You getting this out. What you talking about?" Babe said, "Would you let someone take a picture with your child and do that?" It's kind of weird to me.
What
I
I
He's
No, I
asking
wouldn't.
that. Would fella
Um,
let another man take a picture with your child and then send it to you? Well, FA has already made it clear he would want to yeah, beat ass.
that's so disrespectful. I can't even put it in words.
But I'm proud of you, FA, because you're telling this person, okay, you know it's disrespectful, but you're still telling them not to choose violence.
Yeah, because ultimately you're gonna go to jail, and now your stepdad is going to be around your child while you're in jail. I'm just telling you, it's a lose-lose situation, and a lot of us black men have gotten ourselves in situations out of emotions, out of frustration, out of anger, and then ended up in jail or dead. Because you could go to that man. You could hold on. The baby father, I want you to know I'm talking to him directly. You could
Mm-hmm.
go over there and think you're gonna beat his ass and he blow a hole in your head. How about that? And you be dead. You know what I mean? It don't always work. It doesn't always work out the way you think it's gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? Or you could kill him and end up going to jail. Now, you see, that's why I'm trying to tell us, man. We gotta stop thinking and stop reacting because it's a lose lose. Okay, you go there and you beat his ass, then what?
Right. So, Dave said, so you let anyone claim your child? He said, LOL, we ain't playing. And then as Superpass said, so FA, send a copy of custody agreement to the fiance.
Hey, I ain't got no problem with it. I've been helping people. Listen, because I fought for 3 years in court, trying to get child support reduced and doing it. And I learned the system. So I know exactly how it goes from top to bottom. And I can tell you everything I can tell the men the rights you have. A lot of us are just ignorant to we actually have rights. We just got to go through this long, drawn out process of filing court, like going to court, going back and forth to court, filing for a new court case, and yada yada. It's annoying and it's long, but we can do it. You can do it. You know what I mean? It's just tedious sometimes, but you can do it.
Thank you for saying that, FA, because I do believe that sometimes my brothers, y'all do stop fighting the good fight because you get
Yeah,
drained, tired. You like,
yeah.
you know what? Fuck this.
Fuck this shit.
I
Yeah,
could make me another baby because I don't need to deal with this. Like this is too much. Because I get on here
which
and
is crazy.
I tell you about my middle brother because my middle brother, he has his oldest son, his baby mama was with the foolery. Okay, picked up, left New York and went to North Carolina. So my brother couldn't have no access to his son.
Mm,
And my brother, he fought the good fight as long as he could,
yeah,
but eventually,
yeah.
money and stuff gets exhausted. But he still never stopped talking to his son. He still kept in communication, even though she was trying to keep him from his son. So I understand what y'all talk about when it comes to baby mamas. I ain't saying they walks in the park, because all of them ain't walks in the park. There are some
Right.
terrible mothers out here. I'm gonna keep it 100. So, um, Babe said, so yeah, I guess let anyone claim your kid. And he said it's hard out here, but you're right, FA. Violence is not the key. Other ways around it.
Yeah.
And Clean Clean said, "Your court is your beast man, shaking my damn head. As a man, it's an uphill battle. So in
Yeah.
order to give yourself the best chance, uh you will need up to spending 50 to 100K over a few years. That's a lot of money. That
You
is
don't
a
need that much money, clean, clean. Stop it. You know, I'm assuming he's saying to for court costs and all of that while
yeah,
you're trying
for
to.
a few years. Yeah.
Well, let me not say that. I don't know. He might be right. It is expensive. I forgot. I had a lawyer, but I ended up spending 20K. I didn't spend no 50K, but I did spend 20K. And what I ended up finding out is I ain't even need a damn lawyer. Like, because I started learning about it and doing the research and asking all these questions. And you find out a lot of times the lawyer's just standing
Oh my God,
there.
aren't you fucking stupid, some of them? I'm sorry.
Man, they don't, I'm telling you, man. So it's a hustle. They really be
Yeah,
hustling
they
too.
are hustlers.
They
They,
be hustling too.
lawyers are the biggest fucking scammers. You think people, they are, ooh,
Because
child.
they rely on your ignorance. That's because they know you don't know nothing. They know you don't really know anything about court and court proceedings and law and cases. So they play on your ignorance. You know, I mean, that's how they make their money. If they was just to tell you the truth, they wouldn't make no money. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Hold on, I got you clean, clean. Babe said that's why I'm mad because I know guys who just leave and say, fuck it, I'm not dealing with,
Yeah, yeah.
but you can't just give up on your child because of a baby mama. Just explain. And that's what my brother basically had to do with my nephew. When he got older, he had to break down what the situation was. So,
See, that's
unfortunate.
why I disagree with Corey Holcomb. You know,
Well,
I like Corey Holcomb. I bang with Corey Holcomb. I mean, he's funny and all of that. Anybody familiar with Corey Holcomb
yeah,
rhetoric, then y'all know exactly what I'm saying. But the only thing I disagree with that that he says is like, if the woman makes it difficult, fuck that kid and just make another one. In my mind, I'm like, dog, I can't respect a man to a. I mean, I cannot respect when a man doesn't take care of his own flesh and blood. I
yeah,
get it, unless it's detrimental to your freedom. Like if this woman is lying and trying to put you in jail or something like that, well, fight from a distance. But it to me is never okay to be like, fuck that kid. I'll forget it. Because that kid grow up eventually, and they're gonna wonder why you didn't fight for him. And even if you rightly say your mama was this, your mama was that, your mama kept me from you, my mama did, that child's still gonna grow up with trauma of
yeah,
not having you in their life. And even if you're right, even if the father is right, I'm not. You know I'm with the men. I'm telling you still. That's still your flesh and blood. It don't eat you alive that your
yeah,
child is out here not knowing who you are. And I think that's the part I guess for me, I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't feel right knowing, especially as a nigga, my daddy was my biological father was crazy. I didn't have no biological father going on. I used to look at
yeah,
him now, and I talk to him sometimes. I'm like, you able to operate knowing that you had, I got a twin sister and an older brother. I got your daughter and your sons. You were just not present at all, and you just walk around, floating through life. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I couldn't do that, so I don't know how you was able to do that.
No, there are some men that be like, you know what? This woman has put through too many hoops and hurdles. See this child? I'm good. I'll just go make another one. I don't need to see this one.
And fellas, I get it, fellas. I don't want to make it sick. I get it too, dog. I just told you, I went through a 3-year court battle with my baby mother, and we did not get along. I fucking hated this girl. She robbed me for so much money. Meaning, in my opinion, she robbed me. I had to pay this ridiculous amount of child support. That shit put me back financially like a motherfucker, years ago. So I get it. I'm just at the end of the story. And now I'm looking back telling fellas like, hey, you know what, fool? Still do it, though. Trust me. I want to slack his time because I want.
You still there, FA?
Yeah, I want to do a lot to this woman. You know what I mean? So I'm not. I'm angry with y'all, but what I'm saying is, you still got to fight, and you still got to. You owe it to your child and you got to try to overcorrect some of that nonsense. 'Cause if your baby mama trying to keep you from your own child, that let me know she's not a good mother in the first place. So she probably gonna be raising your child fucked up. And you gotta go and try to combat some of that shit by being in that job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Clean, clean. Now, I know you went through your experience with child support, going through the court systems and everything. Did you spend that amount of money, 50 to 100K?
Man, all right, look. Let me break it down to y'all. So what I did is for one, I did get a higher than usual attorney. I got one of the best attorneys in Atlanta, mainly because I didn't want to leave no room for error. Because I hear a lot of horror stories of people having these lawyers and legal teams who the lawyers are like overworked. They got 8 other cases. They don't give the attention and care to your
Mhm.
case that it needs. So I didn't want to take that risk, right? So I got one of the best attorneys. So the reason why I say you can end up spending that much is like I give you my example. So my retainer just to get my attorney was 12K. Like 12K I had to put down. Boom, right off top. She's about $900 an hour. And then her paralegals up under her are 275 an hour. So when they do casework, they just them working on your case for 3-4 hours, you talk about a couple racks off the top. You know what I'm
Shoot.
saying? And in these cases you have like hearings that like every 30 days, every 60
Yeah,
days you have these
yeah,
status
yeah.
update hearings. So as they working on your case, preparing for these hearings, you paying hella bread every
Yeah.
month for the hours they work, and then at some point in your case they're going to get a guardian ad litem involved, and the guardian ad litem is the person who represents the child. And
Yeah.
so the
Oh,
guardian comes in and they visit both households. They visit the school. They talk to the witnesses in the case to kind of get a report to give to the judge as their recommendation for the best interest of the child. The
Hmm.
guardian ad litem costs, the one I got is 400 an hour. So now, like you will get in a position to where you're paying your attorneys and the guardian every
oh my
month,
God, Jesus.
It
Woo.
and
is. It's crazy. You're
it's
right.
crazy, and these things like drag out because a lot
Yeah.
of times the mothers, they, even if they don't have a lot of money, they got like all these little services of like
Yeah.
these
For
pro
free.
bono
Yeah.
attorneys and these like cheap attorneys that'll work with them, so they have the ability to just drag the case for like months and months, even over a year. And so every month you're paying this guardian, you're paying this attorney, and like so in my case, like my situation right now is I took full custody of my son back in October.
Mhm.
The full custody I have of him is temporary until the end of the trial. So we're
Yeah.
still going through the process, right?
For
Now,
custody.
mind you, my situation is unique because my kid has been living with me full time pretty much his whole life, and I have proof of it.
Okay.
So that's how I was able to get the full custody. Now, a lot of dudes, that's not the situation. They've been getting the kid on every other weekend or something
Done.
like that.
Yeah.
So when you fighting for full custody, it's hard to justify why the child should be with you because the child's been with the mother the majority of the time.
100%.
So yeah, so in my case, I got him, but we're still going. She's gonna battle till the end, and my attorney was telling me mothers will battle to the end, for one because they can get cheap representation, and for two, this societal outlook on a woman who doesn't have custody of their kids and pays child support is so demeaning that they
Yeah.
will scratch and claw till the end. So you talking about months and months of litigation, trial, all of this stuff, right? So like his mother, she's literally on her third attorney. Like her last attorney dropped her because they wasn't getting along, so she withdrew from the trial, or withdrew from the case. So but my attorney was like, cool, we can drag it out as long as possible, because the longer the child is with you, the more
Yeah.
chance the judge is going to be like, I'm not removing them. So like if we go to trial, it probably won't start till this fall, So if we do that, that'll be 3 straight school years he's been with me. He's been with me kindergarten, he's in first grade now, and then this fall will be second grade.
Okay.
So I want to drag it out because it increases my chances, even though I pretty much think I got him. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably
No, you
win, but
100% got
oh,
him.
Yeah.
appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I
Yeah,
I,
no,
I, I
I'm
want
saying
to
just
drag it
simply
out.
because you had them for 2 years already. There's no way a judge can rule it's in the best interest. So the best interest usually means what has been the most consistent and what's normal. What's a no, and the child being with you is his actual normal life now. So to uproot him and just put him with the mom would not be normal. That would not be in the best interest of the child. You know what I mean? And this is the advantage that I tell guys that the women have in the beginning. Because
Yeah.
if you're not with the child mom, especially if she breastfeeds, so if she breastfeeds, the child has to be with the mom early on,
Hmm.
right? So
Yep.
you're not going to be able to get the child, and a judge is never going to remove a child from a nursing mom and so on and so forth. So what ends up happening is she got a built-in year or even off the rip of the child being primarily with her. This is why I tell
Mhm.
people often don't go for full custody, go for joint custody. You got a chance of getting joint. You're not going to get full custody. I'm just telling you right now. My brother on here, Clean got a special circumstances where he was able to get that child, but
Yeah.
normally you're not getting full custody from a mom. It's just how we go for
What
joint
is
custody.
what is
Joint
that?
custody is so joint custody in each state is a little bit different from, but where I'm from in
Yeah.
Maryland is if you keep the child more than 128 nights out the year, you qualify for what they call 50-50 joint physical custody. That's considered 50-50 custody. 128 nights or 124, one of them nights out the year. It's not literally 50-50. Right. It don't have to be like exactly half. You just got to keep the
Ah,
child
that's what I
the
thought.
minimum of 128 nights, which is close to half anyway. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But if you can prove that you can do that, then now you get to get joint custody, physical custody, and that reduces your child support payment drastically, all the way down to even zero, possibly, because now you're essentially getting the child half and half the time. You see what I'm saying? A lot of the times, most fathers, I'm just being honest, and I wouldn't have been able to either. I wouldn't have been, actually been able to even accommodate that if I didn't have my mother. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And my sister and my now wife, because I got to work. So,
yeah.
like, the reality is, I wouldn't be able to actually maintain a physical joint custody if I did not have the village that. That's why a lot of men actually can't actually do that commitment. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because they
Yep.
you know what I mean? And I gotta pay this transport. You see what I'm saying? See, nothing
Yep.
stops for us. You know what I mean? So all we gotta do is we gotta work more hours down. If you're working more hours, you're gonna
Yeah.
do the
Yeah.
best you can
And
get the
see,
kid.
I'll tell you the way the thing and what y'all was saying earlier about how a lot of dudes end up tapping out. Like
Yeah,
I get it because
yeah, I do.
my circumstance is different because for one, I'm a web developer, so I do pretty well financially, and then for two, for years I had been investing and saving and stuff like that. So I
Nice.
had money. So like even when this started to get my lawyer, I pulled a lot of bread out of my brokerage account just to get stuff started. But if you're a regular dude that just work at a
Exactly.
warehouse or you can't do this. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah. 100%. You
yeah,
ass
you
out.
can't do this. Like I'm lucky and blessed to have had the resources to be able to put up a real fight. Plus, like I said, he had been living with me already, so my
Yeah.
circumstance was just it.
Different.
It was worth me pursuing full custody.
Exactly.
She had a bad track record of not taking him to school in pre-K, and like it was just a bunch of stuff, lies, kidnapping stuff. So I had a case, but most regular dudes that only make like maybe 17, $16 an hour, they got like a regular little apartment or a roommate, they can't do this. They just can't.
You just can't. Yeah, you're
They
right.
can't
You
unless
just
they
can't.
dad is a lawyer and gonna rep them for
Yeah.
free or something. You can't do it, and that's why a lot of dudes end up tapping out because a lot of these mothers see. Here's the thing we don't talk about what happens in society, like what Hefe was talking about with 50-50, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mothers, because it's a business to have a child, especially if you have a
Absolutely.
child with a man of means, it's
Yes,
free
indeed.
money. And a lot
Yeah.
of times these mothers will choose the free money over the child actually having the father in their life.
100%.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So basically,
100%.
if you got the option of, hey, this kid gets to be raised with the father 50%, but you don't get child support because y'all split the child,
Yeah.
they're gonna say,
Right.
no, I want the child majority of the time so I can justify him giving
Being
me a
able to get
thousand a month
mine.
so I can
Yeah.
supplement my lifestyle.
I'm
So whatever
100%.
little job I got, I can add that extra 1,200 a month that he got to give me to it. Now I can live in a better apartment. I can live
Yeah.
over here, can live over there. So that's the
I can
sad
buy
part
a
about it
Lexus.
is
Yeah.
these kids get their fathers boxed out of their life over
Yeah.
some monthly
Oh yeah.
money.
I
Yeah.
mean, I told you my brother's situation. He fought as long as he could, and he's a truck driver, and he was making good money. The court costs are ridiculous. Mama said, "Fa, so true. Greedy bloodsucker lawyers." Mama, agree with you today, Fa. What is the what the
Ooh,
what's
wait.
going on? Babe said, "Sheesh." Mama said, "Some men who had no fathers continue the same cycle." Um, this is an interesting conversation. I know Clean Clean, you came on the back end, but we had got a letter from one of the folks in the chat that was talking about his baby mama and how and then I got a question for y'all. I think FAU already answered this question. And then y'all can drop your final thoughts because I know this is kind of long. But the situation was this, the baby mama and the baby father, they don't live together. They're not together. They have different relationships now. She has a whole fiance that she just got engaged to. He has a girlfriend. But basically, the baby mama and the baby father kind of got into a disagreement. And then the fiance decided to insert himself and say, "Yo, don't be talking to my girl crazy." And they were arguing about the child. They were going back and forth. And then the fiance took a picture with the child and sent it to him. So I'm asking, or I was asking, where do we go from here? Because now they're about to get married. So now this man is about to be this man, be the stepdaddy to this child. They have to have. I know FAU saying they don't have to have a relationship, but I feel like they kind of do. If he's married, I mean, he's marrying into the family. No.
Nah, you don't. I'm telling you, you don't. What I'm saying is, it would be nice that you could, if you could have a cordial relationship with stepdad or the fiance, the husband or whatever. But the reality is, you as the man, you got to think for your best interest. And being present and being a father is more important than anything else. If you can't get along with this man and you risking your freedom, and I want you to know, you really don't got no say. You don't like. I need people to understand. Y'all have this imaginary idea of the authority that you have. You don't have no say. You can't. That's why when I kept saying it to you, DD, I would say, okay, and what? So because the reality is, you can't. It would be just cling cling. If a man, if your child's mom came to you right now and said, I don't want no women around my kid, you would laugh. You would
Yeah,
laugh.
right, right, right,
You
right,
would laugh. You would like, yeah, okay,
Well,
you can
he
say
got
that,
the right
whatever
to
you
do
want.
that.
No, what I'm saying is everybody got the right to do it. That's what I'm saying. I got the right to do it, and my baby mother has the right to do it. Stop working out and no dude around her child, my child, even if I wanted to. That's all I'm saying. It ain't nothing you can do about it. So I would suggest to that guy to go to court, get things on paper, and hope for the future when, cooler heads prevail, maybe in a couple of years, that y'all could come and maybe, say, hey, well, I know we started off on the wrong foot, yada, yada, yada. But right now, I don't think it's a good, you shouldn't. I think it's a higher likelihood that it's going to end in some real drama. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I feel, Rashad, we about to get off, but I'll let you on if you want to do a final thought. Um, I feel like because if the shoe was on the other foot, I mean, if I was that baby mama, I think I would have checked, not checked. I would have had a conversation with my fiance and let him know, like, that's me and his child. You don't address nothing with my child's father unless he is disrespectful to me. As far as it goes between me and his daughter, that ain't got nothing to do with you. I just think a
Oh,
conversation needed to be had with the baby mama and the fiance.
oh. Oh, well, that would be. Oh, I don't even know. That was hard to hear. I mean, I would. I couldn't be with a woman like that. Even said something like that because first of all, you my wife before you that child's mother. See, that's my belief. Now, so to me, there is nothing about you that supersedes me in my mind. So when you say that man and me and this other man, we're the you have no say in this area of my life, that would be an issue for me. Because to me, you're saying that now you're really giving this man authority in my house, and I wouldn't, I wouldn't go for that. You know what I mean? I would be like, no, you belong to me. You're my wife, and you're my wife before you're that child's mom. And I'm glad you said it because these are the type of conversations I think that people should have
No, I
before
would.
they marry.
I mean, for me, because if that's my fiance, like, and that's my kid's father, like
Yeah.
it's got to be boundaries. You see what I'm saying? So we got to establish some boundaries. Like, no, he can't talk to you crazy, but you shouldn't be talking to him crazy either. Rashad, we were talking about, because we did get a letter from a listener that was having some issues with a fiance. So basically, to make a long story short, uh, listener wrote in, said that baby mama, him get along, have a great co-parenting relationship. They live in both different states. He has a girlfriend. She has a fiance now. Uh, they got into a disagreement over the phone about the child. The baby mama and the child's father got into a disagreement. The fiance overheard it, decided he was going to check the baby father, and text him and said, "Hey, don't be talking to my woman like that." He's like, "Bro, I wasn't talking to her any kind of way. We were talking about stuff that has to deal with my daughter." And he's like, "I don't care." And so they went back and forth. The fiance took a picture with this man's daughter and sent it to him. They are now engaged, and now he needs to know how to proceed because he wants to beat the fuck out of him. I'm gonna be real. He wants to beat the fuck out of him. But I told him, this man is about to be in your daughter's life. You probably want to sit down and have a grown, mature conversation.
Uh, that is the ultimate form of disrespect.
Yeah.
Ain't no the, as Dave Chappelle, no, as Charlie Murphy said, that is a habitual line stepper move. He is completely out of line. There's no way you can have my child in a picture with you and not see me. We'd
Oh,
have to have a face to face.
he said, "This is my child now," when he sent the picture.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
He said, "This my child now."
No.
Oh my
Uh-uh.
god.
You see why I said it's better for him to not communicate with him because it's only going to end in violence. Now you
Are you
understand what I'm
crazy?
telling you?
It's too
There
What?
is
late.
not going to
Why is
be no
the
communication.
why
It's
is the
going to be
mother
fighting.
allowing this?
That's what I said. The mother should have probably, FA said, not checked, had a conversation with him and said, "Hey, that's not what we doing here." I
Yeah,
Well,
I would have been like,
100%.
man.
"That's not what we doing."
But
Like
she a rat too. I'm telling you right now,
but
she's okay with it.
And
He,
this is one of the prime examples of what I was talking about earlier. This is the untold stories of how a lot of men get boxed out of their child's life. And they don't and the child don't really learn
Lord,
until later in life. So they kind of grow up resenting their fathers for not being around as much or not doing not knowing that like, yo, your mom's was allowing this, that she was boxing me out, she was trying to do this, dudes, they don't know, man, because there's no way a woman should allow that. That woman should have been like, hey, that's my child's father, and he's essential to my child's development and growth. So this can't happen. It gotta work between all of us in
all
order not only for out of respect for him, but also for the development of the child, because children pick up on that type of friction, especially as they get older, and that causes dysfunction.
my daughter is no longer safe.
huh?
Yep. Yep.
If he sends a
Oh,
picture of
okay.
her
Yeah.
and says, "This is my child now," she's
Yeah.
not safe.
They were in the picture, like, and he had his armor. I said, oh, oh,
Ain't
oh.
ain't no ain't no no more communication. That's it. That's done. He has pulled the string.
Kidnapping charges, yo.
He has pulled the string, and he had
Right.
yeah. So now it's all for me to find a solution for this for everyone, and the only
Go to court.
solution is one that no one wants to say out loud.
What's
But
that?
you cannot do that because here's the thing: that child is now unsafe, and now the police or no one is going to be able to do anything because nothing has been done yet.
Yep.
No one
Meaning
addresses
legally.
anything proactively. And so at
Yep.
the end of the day, it's going to be whatever happens next is really on the father of that child
How,
because
how so?
how so?
Yeah,
Because the man has just advised him that his daughter is now in danger.
by saying that
He
this
is
is my child.
dangling he is
Oh,
dangling that in front of him like a carrot, and you have no idea who that dude is.
Yep.
And let's also be honest, how many stories have we all seen where women leave their kids with men that they swear that they know,
mm,
boyfriends, fiancés, and all of a sudden now sexual assault has occurred, or even the worst, death. Oh no. It's
But
it's
Rashad, what can you do? I'm
it,
asking you then. You can
it's
do
only
nothing.
it no, that's not true.
So I'm
You
asking you,
just
what can you do in that moment, in this moment?
whatever you do, you need to do it quietly.
No, you
Okay,
gotta
see,
get them.
no,
Yo,
no,
he's like, you
Rashad,
gotta get
no.
them touched. You gotta get them
Let's,
touched.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. It's
I'm
either,
not even real sure.
it's either you take the chance that nothing is going to happen to your child, or you take the opportunity to ensure that nothing happens to your child.
I want you to know, I got you, but I want the full context. I want everybody to be aware. You take the route that Rashad is hinting at, being discreet, but taking a route, you're going to jail. Okay, and if when you go to jail, just know this: you won't be able to do nothing for your daughter then. Okay, I promise you. So I need. That's why I told them to go to court and use that, those messages and stuff like that as evidence for your custody, battle or whatever. But the reality is, I, Rashad, I feel you. I don't want to act like I'm disagreeing with you because I got a daughter too.
Nah, I
So
feel
I
you
feel
too.
you. But what I'm trying to also say is we go that we could end up going to jail. And that doesn't help us as a father at all. And we
So
owe
let's
it
let
to our daughters to be a little more emotional, our children to be a little more emotionally regulated, even when we've been totally disrespected. Because I 100% agree with Rashad when he said that man has crossed a line that is so unimaginable. I can't even, I'm losing words. That's why I say I wouldn't even be able to talk to him because all I'd be thinking about is what he sent me. You know what I'm saying?
let's look at it this way. All right. To the point that you're making, yes, you take the steps to go the appropriate way. Yes, right? But we know the system that we are dealing with. And so for me to say, I am going to put my trust into a system that has failed people like me and failed men, period, a million times,
Thank
or I'm going to put my trust into a woman that has allowed a man into her home that would do something like this. I have to I put trust in myself more than I would put in anything else to ensure that I would be in a situation to where I can resolve all problems.
mm.
What I'm saying is live with your decision. That's all I'm saying.
100%.
Because if you
100%.
land
Nope.
yourself in jail, no disrespect. I'm
Yeah.
saying, but that father they'll be the dummy. You'll be the loser in the end. You know what I'm saying? And that's all
I
I'm saying.
I will feel better if things go wrong, knowing that I took a chance, than I would feel if things go horribly wrong, knowing that I didn't. Because
Well,
the one thing that is worse than regret of doing something
It's not
is
doing
the
that.
regret of not doing something.
Quick question. I know you gotta go, Didi. My quick question, Rashad. Would this position, would the position you're taking, would this apply if you had multiple children?
Mm.
So you got a one child that you're willing to crash out and die for, or potentially go to jail for a long period of time. But would do your other child not? You don't owe it to your other child to be present in their life too. So you're gonna go to jail for one child and be out of both children's life over one child, or would you do
So,
this? That's all good.
so I'll put it this way: I would put myself into a position to where I can ensure that for all children, whatever the scenario would be, we would make sure that
Hey,
we come
Bruce
out on the
Wayne.
right end
I
of
ain't fucking Bruce Wayne. This nigga got a back cave somewhere. Okay,
it.
this
He a mob
motherfucker.
boss, yeah.
Wait a minute.
this
Rashad, if you love with somebody else, you come for my kids, your ass gonna get shot.
Hey,
But you
motherfucker.
know what
I'll
though?
put it this way: the one thing we have to remember is that, and I have no idea why I'm even saying this. However, the one thing we have to remember that when it comes to scenarios that occur between people that look like us, the legal system does not always do the appropriate amount of due diligence to ensure that justice is served
You right.
and those elements can be exploited.
You
But
right.
look, I'm gonna say this though. This is on, and I not to put sway it to y'all, but stuff like this is on women to change because women, y'all advocate and march for equality, equal pay here and there and there. Y'all claim y'all love y'all black men and y'all march for us when George Floyd or whatever. Y'all don't march for equality in family court.
They sure don't.
Y'all have to advocate that fathers get more rights
That's
so
right.
that in scenarios like this you a phone call and a lawyer away from getting
Yeah.
that change because y'all could get it if it was the opposite and it was the mom saying this my the new stepmom saying this my kid now. Y'all could cry wolf and get that changed in a minute.
Yeah.
So that's why I say a lot of that equality shit is bullshit because y'all don't march to update family court laws because they benefit y'all financially. And the issue with that is this will never get changed until women make noise about it. Until y'all march for that, men, we will always be at a disadvantage when it comes to having a child with a woman.
100% true. And also understand that in this type of scenario, it does not always have to end in the worst case scenario. So if when you were talking about, hey, would I be okay with making the decision or the decision that I made? Well, if murder is not on the table as much as it is with aggravated assault, to the
Right.
point where he until the point where he has no kneecaps, so there's no possibility that anything would go
Right.
wrong.
But right, and I know you know this, Rashawn. You know he get to hurt you too. Right? So it ain't just one side. It ain't no guarantee. Even I'm gonna accommodate you. You knock off all his kneecaps, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. I got you. You win the first exchange. You, how about this? And I'm not making it. It's not a beef. I'm saying let that be me. You win the first exchange. Then I'm going to retaliate. It's going to be worse. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm
But no, no, no,
saying.
no. 100%. But the one thing you have to understand, dude, is
Mhm.
that you can only retaliate if you are aware that there is a beef in the first place.
Oh, the nigga ain't stupid. And he
No,
sent a picture.
no,
A nigga sent a picture to you with his daughter, and all of a sudden I get beat up at the gas station by some random niggas.
but no, no.
Right, right. He said,
Once
I mean, come on, I know the game. We from the, we done did
I,
it. I know where you're going. What I'm
I
saying is, if
understand,
you think I don't know where I'm going to go get, who I'm going to go get after that, I ain't got
I'll
no
put it
beef
this
out
way.
here.
I'll put it this way. I'll put it this way. Yes, I hear you. But at the end of the day, I assure you that the temperament and the personality that I have,
Right.
I don't care who, now we're having this conversation, right? But I
Yeah.
don't care who you are. You are never going to see me coming. The people in the past never saw me coming. Whoever gets this in the future will
Right.
never see it coming.
Hey,
And that's
Willis, I
only
just
because
want
I am
everybody to know. I want everybody to know you're Bruce Wayne, and everybody ain't Bruce Wayne. All I'm saying is, I'm not even. I'm being funny, but I'm also being serious. I'm granting that you have abilities. I'm serious. Motherfucker no, no. I'm
That's
not saying
facts.
superpowers. I'm saying like some people have a skill set or have access to things. I got you, fool. If somebody put their hands on me, where I'm from, I promise you, it's not gonna be good for them. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you on that. I'm just saying, well, everybody, when we giving advice to normal 17, what your
fair
brother
enough.
say, 17-hour working men
Fair
that
enough.
don't have
Fair
these
enough.
accents, they going to jail. I just want you to
Fair enough.
know they
All
going to
right.
jail.
Fair enough. Because all I
That's
saw when you said that, all I saw was a picture of my daughter, and all I'm thinking
right,
about is
right.
me and mine. And you're right. I'm not considering the vast majority. So don't listen to what I'm saying. Listen to Hefe. Don't do
Wait,
nothing.
Tasha said, whoop that trick, whoop that.
Get him. Get him. Get
Wait,
him.
Tasha said, yeah, that's very weird. Even weird for the mother to condone this. Mama said, absolutely, Rashad. That man has no respect for them, for himself or the father. That's the problem. Yes, we are still on the same topic, babe. Mama said, move in silence, and babe said, man, it'd be a whole different story. Um, I
Final.
don't want to blame the baby mama, but I gotta put
Why
that
not? Why not? Why not? Why
because
don't
I'm
you want to blame him?
because I'm
Why
Why
a
Because
don't
of
not?
you want to blame
loyal,
him?
because of loyalty to women. You know
They on
why.
code, the sister code,
They
but
stay on.
She
You
but
see
gonna
how it comes
hold on, y'all let me
naturally.
finish.
the sister code. It's in their
But
DNA. It's embedded.
no,
Yeah.
no. I don't want to blame her, but she should have checked. She should have not fa because I know you're gonna say check. She should have had a
No, no,
conversation.
no, no, no. Not check. It's deeper than that. This marriage this new relationship that she has, she needs to let that new stepfather dude know we will not, this relationship will not work unless things are peaceful with the father of my child. The
but that's the
father of your
problem.
child is essential. Y'all, that's the issue with this is that I think women innately, I don't think y'all see that much value in us outside of provision. But y'all don't understand how much we mean to a child. It should be a deal breaker if this dude is causing commotion with the father of your child. Ain't no checking him. It's deeper than that.
Like I said, that's my daughter now. Oh no.
All right,
Look,
final thoughts, Rashad, and
all right. I'll do mine first this time because I'm gonna let Hefe give the Jerry Springer final thought. I'm
no,
still in my petty
that's
mode.
today.
Huh? No,
I said,
that's what I said. I'm gonna
oh,
let
you
him give the insight, the
I said
insightful stuff. I'm
Nelson
not
said
giving I'm not giving anything insightful right now. This
no.
dude ain't no retaliation with no kneecaps or elbows. The end.
I'll say this. This will be. I hope I get accredited because they always say I bash women or I hate women, and especially your mom. But watch this. I'm going to say, although I do believe it's a woman's responsibility not to get pregnant. I don't think it's a man. It's a woman's responsibility to make sure she doesn't get pregnant. But that's
Uh,
even to get to the end point. Oh, fellas, I want y'all to know this is the cost you have a baby with a woman you're not married to. You know what I'm saying? Like when you getting these girls pregnant accidentally, this is all like my man say, 50 to 100K in court costs, and now you're dealing with other men around your kids, and you got to figure out all this arguing and back and forth and yada yada yada. This is what comes with having a child with a woman you're not with. You know what I mean? So I want the men to understand. I'm just focusing on y'all. This was and it's ugly and it's draining and it's fucking exhausting and it's dangerous because you may risk your freedom to do something because you're upset about something. So this is why I believe stop dealing with single moms and stop getting women pregnant when you're not married to them. That's my final thoughts.
That's facts.
Well, I just appreciate the person for bringing it to the chat and trusting us with this information. Hopefully, this was good information. Tasha said it's completely the mother's fault down to the type of ninja she picked. Baby Barack said we should not have to have these conversations. Fellas, stop being a baby daddy and be a father and husband. That's what we need.
That's right.
You gonna put the you gonna put the elbows to the neck.
That old
No, no,
fashioned
no.
ass whooping.
No, he's not going to have any elbows or kneecaps.
But
That's
They
my
no.
gonna be
point.
gone.
That's what you take out. No elbows, no kneecaps, no beef.
Okay, last thing. How do they move forward?
You
Can they?
can't. You can't. He
No,
got to
how the way
go.
they move forward, you gotta go to court. Listen, let's tell that dude, go to court, file for joint custody, do not communicate with her, I mean with him at all. I'm
And then
telling
you
him
know,
it's the best advice. Do not communicate with the husband
and then you
anymore
know what
because you're gonna
happens.
do something you regret. What?
And then you know what happens. Then you find out 2, 3 years later that during that whole process, she has been sexually assaulted,
And
and
ain't
now
nothing you
you're.
can do, and ain't nothing you can do about it either way. It ain't nothing you can do about that either way.
It's called preventative med.
No, 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 no. What I'm saying is, let's say the new husband never did anything disrespectful. Y'all had a good relationship, and he was still humping on your child. You see what I'm saying? It's nothing you can do about that. The child is not living in your house, meaning like the child stays with you and the mom, right? So, good relationship, bad relationship. That doesn't. You cannot prevent something
You
like
know,
that
you,
in
you
another
know how
person's
hard it
house.
is to. You know how hard it is to hump with no elbows or knees. It's real hard to hump.
Yo,
So you
freak
take
the
you
elbows. I'm
taking it from the jump.
castrating your ass. You touch my daughter, you ain't
No,
gonna
it
have
no.
no
It's here's the
place.
deal. The you're already in check on the chessboard. He has already got your king in danger. The move has been made. It's
No,
on
no, I'm talking
you.
about prior to that. I'm saying
Prior,
prior to that. Meaning like
no,
let's say you just met up your child's you have a child and you just met your baby mama's new man. And y'all get along and it's respectful. And he says, no problem, we go on the same page, everything's good. That's what I'm saying. The child still goes to their house and the child can
exactly.
still be molested. You
Yeah,
didn't take his kneecaps or anything like that yet.
right.
Nothing happened. That's all
Yes.
I'm saying.
And my response to that is if it's a healthy relationship on the surface,
Right.
then when the child comes home to me, they will
Tell
feel
you.
comfortable. They will feel comfortable speaking to me about anything because I don't care if, thankfully, thank God, all of my kids are with the same woman. I know that
Amen.
is not the norm. I know that's not the norm, but in my mind, I only, whenever I was out doing whatever I needed to do, I put that in my mind that I'm going to do whatever I have to do to ensure that I don't have these issues. And just prayerfully, it all worked, right? But if I was ever in a situation where my children are in a home with another man, we would have that understanding up front.
That's what I was
Don't let anyone get into your head more than the relationship that you and your dad have. Don't let anybody get closer
Sure.
to you than me.
Absolutely.
Simple as
I
that. And it's like, if
I
you are ever here with me, ain't nobody gonna hurt daddy, ain't nobody gonna hurt mommy, none of that. Those are things that are said to prevent you from being honest and telling the truth. The truth comes first, no matter how hard it may seem. But when you're with me, you are safe. I am your protector. And my wife
yeah,
and my kids know I am your protector. Don't you
right.
ever let anybody get between you, me, and my protection of you. And so, to your point, ain't none of that happening as long as the kid is coming back with me. So, no, I ain't got to worry about that. I don't know about other people. I don't know about unique situations. I ain't got to worry about that. That's just me.
Tasha said, final thoughts. A good old fashioned ass whooping can build character. Babe said, no cap. Mama said, okay, you said something valuable today. And Babe said, okay, I'm not even going to talk about that topic. Tasha said, ain't no coming back from this with or without court intervention. That's a damn shame. Clean, did you do your final thought?
Oh no, my final thought is like it's along the lines of what Hefe said as far as like this is what happens when you have children out of wedlock. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole co-parenting, double home thing, it's so much friction with it that you could tell this is not how God intended it to be. Like you could tell we're so unnatural. But the reason I say that these family court laws got to be updated is because unfortunately, this is the new norm. So why do we have court laws that outdate what the current culture is? The current
Yes.
culture is this. You know what I'm saying? So now there needs to be changes that provide equal rights to both parents because right now it's lopsided. And to be honest with you, like I said earlier, the only people that could get that change is women. And so a lot of times y'all have to look within and decide what's more important, that monthly check or my child's father being a part of his upbringing. What's more important? Y'all have to make that sacrifice. As long as y'all choose the money over equal parentship, this will always these things scenarios like this will always persist. And like I said earlier, unless you're fortunate and blessed enough to be a man of means and resources and you got the money to go to court and pay all these legal fees and still pay your bills and still provide for your child all at the same time, you're going to get swallowed by the system and you're going to get boxed out of your child's life. And
Unfortunately,
a lot of these kids grow up resenting fathers that busted their ass to be in their child's lives, but they've been villainized.
Yeah.
So, my final thought is like, yeah, women, step up, man.
Do better.
Y'all out here complaining about all these weak men that don't have leadership skills and all of that. Y'all raising them.
Child,
They growing up
some of these
without
women still
fathers.
mad about Valentine's Day.
They grow they growing up without fathers.
Honey. Some of these women still mad about Valentine's Day, honey. So
That's a fact. That's a fact because women typically lead with emotion. Women
you heard
you
typically
me
know,
when
lead
I
with
said that.
emotion.
Still
hey,
mad about
Clink Clank, I think you're 100% right. What I thought about, only reason why I just don't think it'll ever happen, unfortunately, in our community, because most black women don't think they need a father in their child life,
Yep.
because a lot of them grew up without a father.
Yep.
So
That's
they
why I
don't
said they
think
don't
they
see
like,
value in
they
us.
don't, they say, well, shit, I was good. I'll take the money. I'll
Yep.
take the money because they ain't had no daddy. You got to know because they mama was a baby mama. Nobody
Yep.
wanted their mama. You see what
Yep.
I'm saying? Nobody, no man looked at them as a
that. You was doing
valuable as a wife. Telling the truth.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to marry their mama. The only reason
No
why their
upstanding
mama
man.
has a child, the only reason why your mother had you is because somebody just desired her sexually. They didn't desire her for anything more than that. I'm
good
just telling you
God.
the truth. I'm just telling you the truth. These niggas don't. I was asked this one question. It's just, and I know we're gonna be done.
Yes,
The question was this:
for 2 hours.
how many women would have children if they could only have a child with a man that wanted to have a child with them?
Be the population be cut in half.
But
Okay.
nobody,
All right. Okay.
more
All
than
right. All
half,
right.
more than
I
half,
Wait a minute now.
here's the
more than
deal.
Oh,
half.
it be cut by like 30% though. It be cut by like 30%.
I'm comfortable with 50.
This might have to be an.
I'm
Man,
comfortable with
look,
50.
we cannot absolve men from that element of responsibility, right?
No, I'm not absolving men at all.
And it's
Just
just like
asking.
it's like, yeah, we know that yes, women are the carriers, but at the end of the day, the a lot. I don't have a percentage, but I also know that a lot of women are pressured into that. Some of them just don't care, but there are a lot that men are so persistent. They just push and push and push and until a chick just finally gives in and says, okay. And so we
Okay, to
have
what?
to,
Having a
oh,
baby?
yeah,
I'm sure that happens. I just think that's a very low percentage. I know
man, look,
90% of the guys I know do not be excited when a girl tell them they pregnant. That is not good
no,
news for 90% of the niggas I know
here's the
with
deal.
these random women they dealing with.
But let's be honest though. It's not about the desire to have a child. It's about the desire to have sex unprotected.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's
That's
the
facts.
key.
Of course. Of course.
And
I
so
agree with that.
it's not, yeah, I want to jump in and have a kid. No, it's I don't feel like putting this condom on.
No, I
And
know.
some
That's the point I'm making.
be trapping women too, FA. Let's not get
No,
that.
that do happen. You
That's
right.
facts.
DD, you are right. Yeah, because I was shocked when I seen it.
You
Because
call
I
me
seen
what
it
is
firsthand.
Be trapping
It's
women.
yeah, yeah. No, you're right. It don't happen often though. I promise you. That's very low.
I want to read these last comments and then we're gonna wrap up. Babe said someone asked me if I had a good Valentine's. I said every day is Valentine's. Mama said baby mama was the norm when my mama grew up. All right, this was definitely a good discussion. Again, I appreciate the person that reached out. Y'all are always welcome to reach out to me if you guys have an issue. We get on here, we got to tell you the name of your business or none of that. So if you got something, send it to me at msdeedeeparker@gmail.com. FA, clean, thank you guys for hopping on as always. There will be no live tomorrow. I have a extremely busy day with interviews, so I knock these interviews out. So we'll be back Wednesday. But if you are in need of a grant, make sure you check out Coach K. That lady right there, she's the truth. She can get you just some money, especially if you're a small business or an entrepreneur. Please make sure you check her out. All right, I'm done. All right, y'all. FA, clean. Thank y'all again. Everybody in the chat, thank you. The person that wrote in, appreciate you. Talk to y'all soon.
Peace.
See ya. Peace.